Recession. It's a scary word. When people hear it, they imagine the stock market crashing, companies shutting down, empty wallets, savings wiped out, and unemployment. However, some sectors have safeguards in place that enable them to weather economic storms and even flourish. These are well worth your time whether you're looking for a secure field to work in or a promising business to put your money into. In today's video, I'm going to be covering the top industries to invest in that are recession-proof. So smash that like button and let's get into it. 10. Consumer staples. Consumer staples, as opposed to fashion, entertainment, and other more extravagant areas, are purchases that every person has to make on a regular basis. Economists believe that these are things that people are either reluctant or unable to remove from their budgets, even in times of financial crisis, such as food, diapers, and personal hygiene products. No one's going to stop brushing their teeth or changing diapers, even if times are hard. 9. Discount retailers. Even if they don't often purchase at them, customers who are strapped for cash often hit up discount retailers. Think your neighborhood dollar store during times of economic hardship, since they provide the most value for their money. Naturally, when people need to cut back on spending, discount shops tend to thrive. Retailers like Walmart are an ideal choice because of their capacity to provide cheap prices on most consumer basic items. 8. Utilities. Utilities are companies that provide gas and electricity. These expenses have to be included in budgets even in tough times, much like consumer staples. However, it isn't the only reason the industry usually does well in bad times. Utilities are safe bets because of their widespread use and consistent income. Although their expansion is slower than that of other market segments, they are reliable income producers in every economy. Not to mention, they provide relatively substantial payouts to investors in both good and poor economic situations. 7. Sin businesses. Contrary to what most people might think, so-called sin industries perform well during economic downturns. You might think that if people were willing to stop buying fresh vegetables, they'd also quit buying beer. But human psychology has its own internal logic and is often short-sighted and emotionally driven. Because many people in dire straits are battling loneliness, depression, and anxiety, they'll often turn to alcohol, cigarettes, and gambling rather than a new gym membership to manage their low mood. Also, regulations have eased, making businesses engaged in gambling or cannabis to have more room to operate. 6. Fast food restaurants. Despite a growing awareness of the need to eat well, most people will take the cheaper and easier option. Quick service restaurants provide low-priced, high-calorie meals that are satisfying and easy on the wallet. Economic studies have found that fast food chains do well during economic uncertainty because people eat more burgers, nuggets, and fries than they would otherwise, even when, ironically, the cost is usually higher than making a fresh meal at home. So during economic difficulty, customers will choose to eat at fast food restaurants rather than fine dining restaurants. So fast food chains tend to benefit from a spiraling economy. 5. Home improvements and DIY. As the old saying goes in the construction industry, renovators get to work as builders lay off. New house sales are higher when economies are doing well, which is good news for the construction industry. However, during economic downturns, homeowners are more likely to invest in repairs and upgrades to the homes they currently own or rent, which can still be a boon for segments of the construction industry and, of course, home improvement retailers like Home Depot or Lowe's. Instead of hiring that expensive contractors, customers tend to do it themselves and DIY stores thrive. 4. Employment agencies. Staffing consultancy Advanced Partners found that temp agencies are good predictors of economic downturns since temporary employees are among the first to lose their jobs in a recession. Because many businesses test the waters of rehiring and growth by using temporary employees, the rise of temp agencies tends to be a great frontrunner when it comes to a recession. So, although staffing agencies aren't immune to economic downturns, they often feel the effects later and experience the upswings before other industries. 3. Collection agencies. It's a sad reality of recessions, but many people will go into default on things like credit card debt or mortgage as income and savings dry up and monthly bills continue to pile higher and higher. Eventually, these borrowers throw up their hands and walk away from their debt. When this happens, the lender often turns to a collection agency in an effort to recoup some of their losses, or they may decide to write off the account entirely and pass it on to debt collectors. 2. Essential industries. Although they don't always thrive in recessions, so-called static sectors tend to keep on trucking regardless of the economic climate. Logistics and trucking companies shift from shipping high-priced durable goods to more food and consumables. Because everyone will become sick at some point, no matter what the market does, healthcare is one such static sector. Another is financial services businesses like H&R Block, which help individuals and businesses file their taxes on time. The IRS will always find a way to get its hands on what they consider theirs. prisons. And then, of course, death itself is unaffected by the state of the economy. Therefore, as morbid as it sounds, the grave digging and funeral business remains steady year after year. 1. Prisons. Famous investor Michael Burry, who the movie The Big Short is based on, found one undervalued company worth holding through a looming market crash: GEO Group, a private prison operator. Most people misunderstand private jail stocks. In recent years, they've been hammered in the stock market. This is mostly because, according to an executive order issued by Joe Biden in 2021, the United States Federal Bureau of Prisons is phasing out its reliance on private prison operators. That's not the end of it. The market has been worried about firms like GEO defaulting on its debt since 2019, when major banks ceased funding private jail corporations. But where most investors have been spooked off, Burry believes private prisons owned by companies like GEO will be necessary in the coming years, and the stigma around the industry will be lifted. You just have to look at the rising murder rates across US cities to get a sense of where things are going. So those are 10 recession-proof industries that you can invest in, and if you want to learn more personal finance and investing tips, be sure to subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on so you never miss out. See you next time.